Denise Corcoran. Excited to be here. Happy Earth Day, and thanks for including me in this celebration. My name is Denise Corcoran. I am an upcycler. I've been upcycling for a long time. I have two side hustles. One is called Thrifty by Design. One is called Crafting with Crap. So Thrifty by Design started around 2008 when I lived on the Sunshine Coast, and I used to go to the thrift store. I used to go to garage sales, and then I would go to the seashell dump to for furniture to refashion or refresh. From that, I started hosting crafternoons at local libraries and other community organizations where pre-COVID we were averaging 60 to 80 participants for our events. From that, I also was asked to write a craft book called Raw Crafts. I write for the Salvation Army thrift store, sharing tips and tricks for thrifting, plus fun and simple DIYs. Crafting with Crap is sort of a new, I think a few years ago I did a night class called Crafting with Crap, so just a take on the term trash to treasure or drab to fab. And I give just little, this teaching, and then I also give tips and tricks on how to take trash and turn it into treasure. So what is upcycling? I'm sure you've heard about it. It's become very hip and trendy, and it's all the rage right now. But basically, it's a creative reuse of discarded items. You, instead of throwing things out or putting them in your recycle bin, you actually repurpose them. So the difference between recycling and upcycling is recycling is breaking, if we put our mason jars or cereal boxes or newspapers, they're broken down to create something of lesser value, whereas upcycling is re-envisioning a discarded item and making it something of higher quality. So there's tons of words you can use related to upcycling. There's repurpose, reuse, restyle, refashion, refresh, refurbish, refinish, reimagine, and then creative recycling. So what can you recycle? Pretty much anything. Well, at least I have. Honestly, it's like a really good problem, creative problem to solve. So you can hit up your recycle bin. There's tons of stuff from your recycle bin, like cereal boxes, mason jars, magazines, just tin cans I've upcycled. You can visit your local thrift store. I'm a big time thrifter when it comes to home decor, fashion, etc. So there's lots of furniture, clothing, home decor like frames. I would never buy a frame brand new because there's so many of upcycled cutlery, just tons of stuff. You can even head into your own closet. Really right now there's a trend to mend and fix. We kind of forgot to how to darn our socks or to patch your jeans. But you can go into your own closet and really, instead of getting rid of things, maybe re-envision your clothes and your look. You can go online. There's tons of people that are, tons of groups through Facebook, whether it's zero waste or free stuff or craft groups. There's you can really source your supplies that way. Plus, find inspiration and maybe make some new crafty friends. Community organizations, there's like Habitat for Humanity Restores. There's a place by me called Urban Repurpose where I go there all the time, and Tom, who runs it, is super supportive of donating materials for example, my crafternoons, and really helping bring to life, let's revisit how we look at waste. So examples of upcycling, they're everywhere. and they can be really complicated, but super simple things. You can upcycle cereal boxes, t-shirts, and mason jars into reusable gift packaging and gift tags. Wool sweaters are huge. I've made tons of baby booties out of felted wool sweaters. I've made mittens, toques, Christmas ornaments. It's amazing. Like, you could use everything from a wool sweater to make something from big to small. You can find tons of cork boards in thrift stores. It seems like I would never buy a cork board brand new, because you can always seem to find one secondhand, and you can bring it back to life by stenciling on it. I used to have cork boards where I had like my travels, my dreams, my ideas, like words stenciled on them that I would then tag things related to those words. Wine corks are, there's tons you can do with wine corks as well. I've made jewelry out of them, garden markers, hot plates, and we all, a lot of people collect wine corks in hopes of doing something with them. So there's plenty of ideas out there if you're wanting to revisit your wine corks. You can take old cards, tea towels, or vintage photos and turn them into art. There's tons, like, I keep saying tons, I'm really sorry. There's so many ideas out there related to wall art out of kind of non-typical materials. You can refinish secondhand furniture. Furniture is, sometimes you have a chair that has great bones and either the upholstery is dirty or it's ripped. Some chairs are super simple to refashion, because all you have to do is take the old fabric off, and it's a quick and dirty upholstery job. I remember my favorite chair I got for $1 at the seashell dump at the share shed, and I spent an afternoon refinishing the wood and then reupholstering the seats, and it was done, and it was the best chair. It's my favorite chair. So how do you get started? Simple, you just start. Find a project that inspires you. It's easy to get overwhelmed because there is a lot you can upcycle, and there's a lot of crafty inspiration out there. But yeah, maybe there's that one project, or maybe you want to make something for a friend's birthday, or Christmas is coming up, or Mother's Day. Maybe it's an event that inspires you, maybe it's a material that inspires you, but yeah, just get inspired. Grab something from your recycle bin. It's already something it's not like you're investing a lot of money in a project, because you have it right in your recycle bin. So you can take out a cereal box, you can take out a mason jar, you can take out any other kind of glass jar, a milk carton, anything. And it's not a big investment, a cost investment, or even a time investment. Start with a small project. Don't go straight to the reupholstering a chair or repainting something. Start with something small and get your feet wet, and just have fun. Embrace your inner child. Crafting is fun. Remember when you were a kid and you had cardboard and scissors and some felts, and you were so thrilled just to be making whatever. It's a great, just isn't it, because you're an adult doesn't mean you can't feel that same excitement about a small craft project. And get crafty with your family or your friends or your kids. We have book clubs. Why not craft clubs or upcycling clubs? I've done crafting with friends where we, let's say, make DIY bath salts, a big batch of them, and then we each come up with an idea for packaging it up. And yeah, it's fun, and everybody leaves with something. Then combine your passions. Like maybe you're a writer, and you want to kind of create a book of your writing, and you can make that out of cardboard or old books or what have you, but it's kind of fun to take something you're already passionate about and combine it with an upcycling project. So what do you need? Well, all you need is inspiration and some crafty mojo, I say. So find a project you're excited about, collect your supplies, set up a space to get creative in. It could be it could be outside if it's nice. I've done plenty of furniture refinishing in my parents' carport. Thankfully, they're okay with that. And just get started. Embrace the process. Like, sometimes we get caught up with the beginning and end, but really it's about the stuff that happens in between that's the best part. Celebrate you and your upcycling magic. Share the love. I always give my stuff away because I end up collecting a lot of projects, so it's best to just pass it on and keep the upcycling love going. And then when you start, well, tips for getting started, because I think that's the biggest thing. You just got to get started and not get discouraged. When you're making your own stuff, it's not going to look perfect, and it's not going to be mass-produced perfection. It's going to be something that speaks of you. So just go with it. And sometimes I've started a project where it doesn't end up how I expected, and that's okay. Sometimes it's better. Creativity and upcycling is individual, and so add your joie de vivre to it, or your personal vibe, and that's the best part. It's an extension of you, and just have fun, enjoy it, play, and whatever happens, and just keep going. So as far as inspiration, there's tons of inspiration out there when it comes to upcycling. You can go online and search upcycling. You'll see what other people are doing, maybe what they've decided to upcycle. Maybe they're sharing really fun, simple DIYs that you can follow to get you started. You can search by an item that you want to upcycle, like maybe you have tin cans and you're like, what should I do with these? Or bottle caps. I was donated a bunch of bottle caps, and I'm like, well, what should I do? Well, easy one, fridge magnets, or there's who knows what else, but just search, and then you can go to your local organizations that support upcycling, and sometimes they have really great examples of what can be done. Then you can visit small businesses. There's a lot of small businesses that support local artisans, and there could be things there, like I have a friend who upcycles skateboards into pretty funky jewelry. Who would have thought? But it's possible. And then you can, when we have local craft fairs again, definitely go visit and see what other people are up to. It's super inspiring to see something you never thought would be upcycled and what someone's managed to create with it. It's amazing that there's a lot of people out there that are doing pretty cool things that would be inspirational for you as a new crafter. So some of the stuff I've upcycled that I never really would have thought would be something I would do is I was donated some plastic socket plates, and I did a little bit of fancy dancy footwork on them to create a frame. These are some old stamps, so it looks very Renaissance, yet it is a plastic socket plate. I did a couple of other options where I actually added magnets to the back and used them to feature some photos from some of my events. Then I did an event where we made art of cardboard. So this was inspired by Picasso. It's cardboard, Sharpies, duct tape, and some pipe cleaners. I wanted to try this where you take vintage photos and you embroider them. So I was able to reuse the frame, and then some embroidery floss, and then some thrifted fabric and a thrifted frame to turn it into a masterpiece. A recent project I did with a mason jar was this magical world, a terrarium. A thrifted unicorn is in there, and then some battery operated lights. So kind of a fun project you can do with your kids to create magical worlds with them. Here's a thrifted frame with funky scrap fabric, and there's cork underneath here. So kind of a fun cork board with sort of like a Marimekko fabric, pretty funky. I like colors, and this is my jam right here. Then another wall art. I don't know if everybody will be able to see this. It's a vintage tea towel with a unicorn with a very simple hanger for the bottom and top. And then I repurposed this hardware I found. I can't even remember where. I've got like the wall of craft at my home. So that are some of my recent projects. And then we can do a quick craft together. Mason jars are really great for reusable packaging, and you don't have to do much to give them a bit of joie. In this case, we're just going to add a bit of funk to the lid. I've used these for DIY bath salts, DIY hot chocolate that I give to friends, where you just layer it. So we just need some paper. So you can use scrap paper, you can use an old card, whatever you have in the house, like even magazines. So we'll take the lid off, and we're just going to trace this and then cut it out. Oh my goodness, there it is. So we got our pen, going to trace that, boom, and then trim it. Really quick and dirty on this one. You don't have to be perfect with the edges because it'll be most likely hidden by the lid or by the. So this, put it there, this, and then just screw that. You can always, if you want, you can always use a glue stick to glue it down. But there's the lid of our reusable packaging. I'm a big fan of Upcycling cardboard. This is my favorite tea here. And this we can use for a gift tag. So you can use, let's say, cookie cutters to create a pattern for it. So just trace that, and like with a heart or what have you. Maybe it's like a themed one. So then you can either use Mod Podge or a glue stick, and we'll just add some glue, blah blah blah, and then we've got some matching paper. So kind of rub that in, and then we'll just, you can trace a pattern onto it, but we'll just kind of cut this into a rectangular shape. Boom. And boom. And boom. So, oh gosh, there we go. We'll trim that a little bit. So there is our tag. You can write on this. Get my hole punch. Get a hole. Then we've just got some ribbon. You can use ribbon, cord, whatever, string, whatever, maybe some old yarn. And then we'll just add that. And then you can write a little message on it. Yeah, oh boy. So we'll just tie the end up. And there. There's your gift tag. So either you can tape that, maybe you can put it within the lid, but there is our combo, and it matches, and then we just have to write a message, fill it, and gift it. So there you go. It's that easy.